This is the workbook that we work out of the language of emotions, and it's actually really cool to feel an emotion and then recognize, oh, like the message and the gift and the invitation of this is what. So next week we're going to be going into certain emotions but each person's going to be choosing one to share their own experiences with. Anger is a great one because it's the first one on here, but it's like these are the fears that come up around that emotion. Brianna, welcome. Share your win.
Um, I have been waking up. This is making lemonade out of lemons, you guys. We got in a big argument, Christopher and I. So I couldn't I couldn't like go back to sleep when I woke up at 3 o'clock last week in the morning. But I stayed in bed until 5, and then by 5 I was like, okay, I guess I'm getting up. So I have been waking up at 5 a.m. and doing um serious morning, like
Oh
what
my
I've been wanting
God.
to do for, yeah. It's amazing. I have so
That's
much more time in the
amazing.
day. It is amazing. And
It's
so
amazing.
Five
it
a.m.
is.
club, girl.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in. I made it. I mean, it's like 5:20, 5:30 a.m. club usually. Because I still
Amazing.
really like just laying there for a little bit longer. It's not like I'm popping out of bed at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
But I'm honing down my routine of like, what am I actually gonna, because sometimes I lay in bed like, what am I actually gonna do? But now that I know what I'm gonna do, I get up and I love it. And it's like I have 2 extra hours in the day.
Seriously. I was just talking about Gennady Page, who did the Strong Women Project, but her son died in her parents' swimming pool. And so she was in kind of this total trauma, and she started waking up at 5 in the morning and she started painting. And she's become one of the most prolific painters in Utah. And then she became a ninja warrior, and she's been on Ninja Warrior like 3 or 4 times. And
Wow.
um, and then she put on this huge event for strong women. I mean, she's just really amazing. But I think like it's really because she gets up. She would listen to conference talks for like 2 hours while she would paint every morning to get through that like really crazy period. So I think it's been 10 or 15 years, but just think 10 or 15 years of doing that consistently. There's amazing things that you can accomplish.
Yeah. With that much more time in your day, it's like, whoa,
Right?
look.
Amazing. Okay, mom, go ahead. What's your win from the week that you want to share? And what do you want to teach on next week?
Okay. I had some wins. Let me just pick from one of them. I made it out to a funeral on the Indian reservation for a very, very dear family and friends. She's my Indian princess friend, Charlotte. Her mom passed at 92. And I made it out there on time. And I spent the whole day doing this traditional Indian funeral. And it was a win for me because it was very, very emotional and experience. And I felt a lot of things, and that was really great, really great. So there's that. And then as far as this teaching next week and teaching this week and everything, so I must have missed something about that. So are we actually teaching on, I was going to say the emotion that I would choose actually was confusion. I'm sort of recognizing that I just let a lot of things kind of kind of pass by me. And then if somebody says something about it, I'm a little bit confused quite often of like, um, yeah, how does that work, or I don't know. So here I am just saying, are you saying we will teach on the subject next week?
Yeah, and this comes from the idea of like, how do we learn? And there's four, hold on, I'm gonna let Ruth in and then I'm gonna keep talking. But in this Limitless book that I'm reading, it talks about the four keys of genius. And one is growth, like continually growing, learning. The next is grit, having the fortitude to keep going, to get up at 5, to do the things. The next is gratitude, and the next is to give. And so, if you want to actually learn something, then learn it to teach it, right?
Uh-huh.
And so, if you really want to learn, like learn about confusion and how to handle it, or like if you teach us about confusion, then anytime you feel confusion from here on out, you'll be like, oh, hi, confusion.
Yeah, the
Your
teacher
fear that I
usually
can't get
leaves the house.
clarity.
Yeah,
And
the
the
teacher.
invitation is to do my what, why, how. Okay, I know what to do with confusion from now on, right? But you can easily just go, I have to go back to that book and I don't know where the book is, or like I don't have time to do that, and you just stay in the confusion because even though we went through this course, you still don't fully understand that one, right? And if so, I want you to choose an emotion that you experience quite a bit, and when it comes up, you can go, boom, I got you. What's the gift? What's the invitation? What are the fears around this? And how do I come out of this on the other side, receiving the message and stepping back into love, right?
Good.
So I love that, Mom. You're going to do confusion. Um, Brooke's doing
Resentment.
resentment. Okay, and then Brianna
Paige.
is about to teach, and then we've got um, Ruth, and then I'll go
Hold
to
on. Paige,
Jennifer.
can I ask
You're
one
catching up.
question?
Yeah.
Um, is it possible for everyone to move this class to 1 hour earlier, starting
Yeah,
in a week two?
it is for me.
Yes, it is for me.
Laura says yes. Paige, would that work for you, Ruth
Ruth,
and
is that
Jennifer?
a yes?
Yes, that'll work for me.
Let's do it.
Wow. What about
Jennifer, I'll have
Jennifer?
to move you either after or before for our call, um but if that works for you guys, then that works for me too. So
Wow. Thank you. I would really appreciate that because then I don't have to try to juggle. Appreciate that, everyone.
Way to go. So,
okay.
all right, it starts at 10 o'clock for me. That'll be a 9 o'clock for me. That's okay. That's great. Is
Okay.
uh-huh.
Thanks.
Okay.
Okay, I will
So
listen to the recording. I'm going to run into my class. I love you all so much, and I wish I could stay on this call. I'm going to try to jump back on at the end, okay?
sounds good. Have
Thank
a good
you.
class. Love you.
Thanks.
And our wins,
Okay.
and then we can all celebrate together. What's going well.
Okay.
There you go.
What's going well is I'm working with Paige. Um, let's see. Thinking I have a good flow with my girls going right now. We have a lot on our plate that we've had to adjust, so I think we're in a good flow right
And
now.
share, what are the ages of your girls again?
My girls are 9 and 11.
9 and 11.
And yeah, they're on dance team and we just have a lot going on in
Yes.
that arena. So it's always a win when we can smooth out the schedule.
Yeah. So good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Awesome. And when you look through these emotions, is there one that kind of like stands out to you of, oh yeah, I experienced that emotion?
Um, all of them.
Right?
All of
Like,
them.
which one stands out where you're like, oh yeah, that's like on a daily occurrence, or uh,
Um, Probably
impatient,
anger is on a
anger?
daily. Hmm.
Girls, I think it's the moon. I think all of us are just feeling more anger than usual. I've been like so feisty.
I think next week I can talk about sadness.
Oh, perfect. Okay, great.
Okay.
Impatience is great because actually I feel like often impatience is what leads to anger, and we're all wanting to learn more about anger. So today's
Yeah.
perfect for impatience, and we're all mothers, so we get it too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like, oh, I'm feeling that often. So,
Okay, go Bree.
yeah. Okay. So what I understood from what I read is, let me just place this up. So there's a what the impatience is a gap. There's a gap between what I want and when can I have it? Or like your desire and reality. And so there's this space in between that we want to have them like right away, or we want our reality right now with our desire, but there's in life always a gap. And so when our brain, because it likes instant rewards, when it sees that it has to wait for something, the dopamine drops. And that's the negative reaction we're getting in our body. Like, and it can come up as like tense in your chest, clenching in the jaw, tapping, like, because all those tapping, or like when people fidget, that's energy being released from the body, because your body is physically reacting to this, like, I'm not getting what I want right now. And so you have this pent up energy, and that's where it has to get out of your body somehow. So that's usually why you see people, or like shallow breaths, or like any kind of tenseness. So like that's how you feel it. Or you also in your brain have an urge to be distracted, which I think is really prevalent. Like if I'm impatient, generally, like if there's something I want that I'm not getting right now, I find myself distracting. And so I think we can do that in different ways. But that's just how we're trying to cope with like this dopamine drop in our head. And then impatience also, I thought this was interesting, can hide it hides the anxiety and fear. Oh, like sometimes we can feel impatient, and it comes out, our impatience comes out as it's, no, what is it? It's impatience, but what's underneath is anxiety and fear that we're not going to get what we want. So it's never going to, like, the gap's never going to close. And that turns, like, that's the fear of not getting what you want. So a healthy response is, oh yeah, so you're seeing like, okay, I'm feeling impatient. So this delay, this space between what I want and when I'm gonna get it, matters to me, obviously. So you're recognizing, okay, this is important to me. What can I do now? And so you shift the attention back to your present moment. What can I do right now? So first you name it. I'm feeling impatient, right? Okay, what can I do now? And then the invitation is, this is invitation to, like, what do you say? What's the question and invitation? What's the invitation and what do you say,
What's the
Paige?
gift? What's the invitation?
What's the
Yeah.
gift and what's the invitation? The invitation is to practice patience and calmness right now. And with daily practices, I also read that daily practices is the next step, that you can build your stamina to become patient. You can build your stamina of being able to handle that much time, that big of a gap, or even longer gaps, by starting with, especially with our kids and with everything so instant. One way we can practice it is waiting a minute before checking messages, like actually just playing a game with your head, like, hey, I'm going to build my stamina to last through this. So I'm going to wait a minute before I check my messages, or I'm going to pause before I respond to that. So every time you're just building your muscle of to not release so much dopamine with like the disappointment.
This
So I
is
think
so good. I just need to jump in and then I want you to keep going.
okay.
This is so good, because like ADHD is actually a dopamine deficiency. It's like a dopamine addiction. And so it is this, and this is just such a huge thing in our society now because of all the instant gratification that everyone's dealing with. So what do we do with this? Even like what I found impatience around is like the conversation I want to have. And like, especially in relationships where it's like not going well, I'm like, oh, I have to, that conversation has to happen now, or that relationship has to be repaired like right now, or I have to ask that, get that connection. And then just going, oh, I'm going to just take a deep breath before I send that message out, or before I have that, just that breath. And then that constant reminder that we just need to come back into the present moment, and we have to stay in our lane and stay in our business, right? Like it's what can I do now? What is in my control? That's part of it. It's like what's in my control that I can do right now, and that gives us, that makes us empowered rather than victims, right? So we're coming out of victimhood. We're going into what's in our lane, what's in our control. Oh, there is something in my control right now. I can do the one thing that can get me closer to what I want faster and easier, because really the impatience is just telling us what we want most.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's giving us more information. So thank you, thank you, thank you for this impatience, because now it's given me more information. Now it's been a reminder to come back into presence. Now it's been a reminder to come out of victimhood. And now I can step into patience, and I can actually build my stamina of patience. So how cool that I just experienced impatience, right? Okay, keep going, Bree. This is awesome.
Well, that's it. That's like the ending is what to do with the feeling. Because yes, it's telling you it's important to you, or else you'd be, if it wasn't important for me to get my kids to school, I wouldn't feel impatient. I'd be like, cool, guys, I'll sit here, but obviously I'm feeling something because it's important to me. So in my daily life, I'm now going to, like, when I feel the impatience, I'm going to wait for a minute and just be like, hey, waiting is okay. Waiting in life is okay. Waiting to have that conversation is okay, because for me, like, what am I getting out of it? I'm building my muscle. I'm like just building that stamina. So I'm not going to wait is going to be like an okay word for me. That's a really good point with like conversations and relationships. Like, I definitely, going off of last week when I started waking up so early, I'm just like every minute, like, we have to hash it out. We have to hash it out. We have to have, and it's like, well, maybe I can wait. And that's good for me to wait. And I'll just like, let it be. And then the other part is what is in my control? What can I do now? So in mornings when I'm feeling impatient, like get in the car. That's an invitation to what can I do right now? And it is to help them, and it is to get myself totally ready. But yeah, I think.
And coming back into the values of like, what is this telling me that I really value? Oh, I value being on time because that is a sign of being in integrity and doing what I say I'm going to do when I say I'm going to do it. Where else am I out of integrity? Like looking at it, letting everything be a mirror of going, okay, like if this is so upsetting to me, then maybe there's somewhere else I can look at. So the pause gives us space to get clarity. And it's not so much like I'm going to pause so that I can think through it nonstop. It's like, what if we just pause and breathe and know that the exact information is going to come into us and through us as we just breathe and tap into the divine, right? Like, what if we start to just go like, I'm going to just trust that it's all in divine timing. Like, what if not that I'm not going to get my kids on time, but what if today's being late is giving us more information of how we can set ourselves up in the evening and in the morning. So there's just a
Mhm.
flow. What if there's some sort of incentive that I get to create with my kids so that we can build something even better, right? Like there's just a lot that can happen in that pause of receiving more information or calming your nervous system. Because I know if my nervous system is activated, whatever action I take is not going to be as good as when I just do it out of love, right?
Mhm. Yeah. And I think it's also telling you like, what are you fearful of, right? Like going back, what is it? Where's the fear in this? Like, is it my image? Is it my ego? Is it like, what am I scared of getting hurt? Um, and then the pause is like, yeah, how can I improve it for next time? Or yeah, it's funny because I feel like impatience, um, oh, I actually lost my train of thought.
So I
Yeah.
love this, Bree. You did such a good
Okay.
job. Like,
Thank you.
I
I
learned
really
a
like
lot.
learning this.
And how
Like,
cool, right?
yeah, teacher, it really was like, I was learning it this morning. Like, yeah. So obviously I needed to use my notes ideally, but now even I'm one step ahead now that I probably could explain it without notes.
Because
So
you
thank
taught
you
it.
for the opportunity. Yes.
Yes, yes. So I really love this part of the class where you guys get to teach because like I learned a lot, but also it takes your learning to such the next level. And so if you're struggling with a certain emotion or like a consistent emotion, there's a few things to do with that. One, learn about it, learn the gifts and the invitations of it. Also, we can always go into a session and like find the origin of that emotion, right? And feel it, find that. So that's actually
Oh, one last thing I wanted to add. I think, the thing I lost track of was so many mornings. I'm like, Heavenly Father, please help me be patient. I said that for so long. Please help me be patient today. Please help me be patient with Dane. Please help me be patient. And then it's like, this is just learning that like being able to handle this big of a gap and this big of a gap, like that's actually patience. So I think a lot of the times I'm like, I haven't been more patient. It's because I haven't really stepped up, but I've been given with all my prayers even more opportunities to be patient. Like that's what I was given as an answer to my prayer was a chance to be patient, like this bigger gap than I wanted. It's just ironic in a way. And now I'm like, oh, so now I can go at actually like growing my muscle to handle that gap and see like when I'm praying for patience, I'll probably be given, yeah, an opportunity to grow the gap, or mind the gap, as they say in London.
so I wonder if there's it's
Ironic.
like be careful what you ask for.
Yeah.
Like asking for more peace in your relationship with Dane, you know,
Well,
or
yeah.
rather than like, please increase my patience, it's please just
Because
give
then
us
Heavenly Father's like, okay, try and be patient here. And I'm like, I couldn't be
like
patient
you
there.
have become like think about this is why I think that postmenopausal women should be running the world because the amount of patience they have developed is so far beyond any other like species or human.
Yeah.
uh Mothers who have raised children, we just have these daily experiences of like expanding our capacity. So
Yeah.
oh, it's so good. So I want to have you tune into, actually, let's do a quick one on frustration because I think we've all, like impatience. I mean, let's all just tune into the last time you felt impatient. Put up your hand or just like thumbs up if you have felt impatience in the last week or two. Yeah. Okay. Maybe it's impatience with yourself of not having enough information or not being able to finish a task or an impatience with someone else, right? So I want you to just close your eyes and we're going to do a quick hypnosis around impatience. And I'm just curious what information will come up for all of us. So taking a deep breath, relaxing your shoulders, breathing into your belly. Notice that it's easier and easier to drop into this deep state of relaxation. Breathing into your belly and releasing all the way down through the legs and feet. You may even notice a color or white light that pours down through the crown of your head, releasing your scalp, even behind your ears, your jaw. Your eyes feel so deeply relaxed, heavy even. And this white light pours down through your neck and through your shoulders, all the way down through your fingertips. You may feel some tingling in your hands, and if you do, it's okay. Taking a deep breath, letting it pour through your organs, healing, awakening, through your hips, thighs, knees, and legs. As your body is filled with this white light, your mind opens up. And you begin to see a beautiful place, your safe place. A place that you feel more safe than you've ever felt. 3, 2, and 1, be there now in this safe place. And just take a deep breath. Breathing in the pleasant fragrances there. Listening to the sounds. Touching something. Looking around and seeing the beauty, anything that stands out to you. You may even notice that there's a place for you to sit or lie down. Go ahead and just make yourself over to that space and notice that it's a magical place, a place where your mind can open up and you can learn twice as much and twice as fast. As you get comfortable there, go 10 times deeper relaxed. And notice that as you sit or lie down there, your mind begins to drift and float into a memory of a time when you felt impatient. It may just be a time in the last week, even yesterday or today. Just feeling into the feeling of impatience. Remembering who was there or if you were alone. Noticing what the scenario was. You may notice the thoughts that were in your head. What were you saying to yourself? What are you saying out loud, if anything? And where do you feel that impatience the most? Notice where in your body you feel it. You may notice that there's a color associated with it, or a shape. But I want you to just hold on to this feeling of impatience. As you take a deep breath, allow the impatience to expand because we are going to just go over the bridge of time. We're going to go back to an earlier time when you felt the same feeling in your body. Just know that your mind is going to show you another memory, an earlier time, maybe the earliest time when you felt this feeling in your body. And so 5, traveling over the bridge of time. 4, notice that you can almost look down and see all of the many moments when you felt this feeling in your body. memories, times, people involved, going over the bridge of time, seeing the time that's pulling you towards it. 3, 2, almost there. Taking a deep breath. And 1, landing there in an earlier time, maybe a very early time when you felt this impatience in your body. And just notice if you're inside or outside. Notice who's there. Notice what's happening. And again, knowing that you'll come back to this place, you're going to go back to the very first time you felt this feeling in your body of impatience. 5, again, traveling over the bridge of time. 4, seeing any other times you felt impatience in your body, that color, that shape. 3, noticing it's pulling you to the very first time you experienced this feeling. 2, and 1. Be there now, at the very earliest time. Again, noticing if you're inside or outside. Noticing if anyone's with you. Noticing how old you are. And as you tune into your younger self, I want you to just ask your younger self how they're doing. Say, how are you? Maybe you can just intuitively know. Maybe you ask, how do you want to feel instead? If they're too young to answer, you just know how they want to feel. Just let them crawl into your lap. Just holding them. What do you want to tell them? Maybe explaining how they want it right now. What's the truth? Do you give this little one a hug, advice, a word? It's almost as if you're her fairy godmother, and so you, of course, brought a gift for her, and you reach down and you pull out the gift, a gift that will support her and help her. Just give her the gift. Watch how she intuitively knows how to use it or what it fills her with. And watch as she begins to grow. She climbs off your lap and she begins to play. You may watch how she uses the gift every day. You may watch as she gets a year older, noticing how she's doing. Another year older. As she goes to school, how does she use the gift? With her family, how does she use the gift? Continuing to just watch her grow, going into junior high, stronger, more confident, more capable, more patient, more at peace. As she goes into high school, notice there's no victimhood in her. She just knows what's in her control. She's empowered to make choices in the present moment. Continue to watch as she uses the gift. How's she doing in high school? And again, just allowing her to be an adult standing in front of you, holding her gift, sharing the wisdom and advice that you gave her all those years ago, giving you that gift you gave her. Notice her gratitude. Notice that as you hug her, she swirls into you and you into her, and you have that gift. And you have her strength and her wisdom and her confidence within you, just feeling where you feel that gift and where you feel her the most in your body. And see how you get to step forward with more patience than before, using the gift for yourself and your relationships in your life, for yourself and for others. When you have that vision, just begin by wiggling your fingers and toes. 1, I'm going to count you back up. 2, back to full awareness. 3, to this class. 4, putting a smile on your face, excited for the energy and excitement that's going into your life, for the patience you get to experience moving forward. And 5, all the way up. Woo! Welcome back. Oh, Bree, I'm so glad you were ready a week early. That was awesome. So I have a few more minutes. I'm gonna jump into this, but before I do, I just have a few things I wanted to share about fear and love and all the good stuff for this class. But does anyone want to share before we go? Because I'm always so curious. Any breakthroughs, any insights into patience, impatience that you want to share?
I'll share.
Awesome.
That was so helpful. Thank you, Bree. And Paige. I think that it's so interesting how so many of these emotions are all facets of each other. You know, part of what I was feeling, thinking it was anger, part of it was impatience yesterday, and part of it was frustration. And I think a lot of what anxiety I deal with comes from impatience, wanting the end result now. So that was really helpful. And the gift, it kind of felt silly at first, but you know, you just kind of have to go with it. And it was like almost like a worry stone, but like a sunshine that you just have in your pocket. And it's like, it will be there tomorrow. As sure as the sun, it will be there tomorrow. Like we can always just wait and take that patience, and that, you know, the answer will come, or the results will appear, or the conversation will happen, or you'll know, maybe not tomorrow, but as sure as the sun, it will be there. So that was what came to me. It was very helpful.
That gave me chills through my whole body. Like that's one of the most beautiful gifts I think I've ever heard of.
Oh.
It's like sunshine in your pocket, where as sure as the sun comes the next day, it will
Hmm.
be there. Like
Yeah.
it's a really cool symbol. I
Hmm.
love that. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyone else want to share?
I do.
Yay. Hey, Bruce.
So for me, and thank you for the hypnosis. That was wonderful. I've been thinking a lot lately about my inner child work and stuff. And anyway, for me, it just was very obvious, very clearly that, or I mean, very quickly, that my impatience started when I was very, very young. And a lot of the impatience that I experience in my adult life is because I'm not being heard.
Mm.
And very young, I developed um, a discernment of who had the capacity to hear me and who didn't.
Yeah.
And I think that has been operating for a long time in the background. And as we went through the hypnosis through childhood and junior high years in high school, I could see that I was, because I had this discernment, I knew who would not hear me, who didn't have the capacity and who did. And I sought people who had the capacity. And so I could, through the hypnosis, see that there were always just a couple people throughout my life who have heard me. And when I was out of sync with myself, I was trying to be heard by people who didn't have the capacity to hear. So my impatience just escalated. And so the gift for me was just to um, tune into my own discernment,
Yeah.
my own knowing of who hears me. And one that always hears me is God.
Mm. That's so cool. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. There's what I saw was you were this little child of how many kids were in your family, Ruth?
9.
Nine. So a child of nine kids, and then feeling like a deep desire to be heard, and then going, oh, like I'm there's only certain people that can hear me. But then with people that can't hear you, the fear of I'm not heard and that's such a deep desire of me isn't being met. And so you found the solution of find people that can listen and then free the people that just can't, right? And that frees you from feeling the impatience or the frustration of people not listening and just going, oh, they don't have the capacity, right? So let them kind of thing. And and then becoming free, right? Like you have found the people that hear you and can listen to you, and there's always God. And so what if I'm able to just um yeah, let go of the need to be heard by everyone and know that I can always speak my truth to a certain select people and God. It's really neat, really beautiful. Thank you. And so neat that it really does. It comes from these like young parts. Ruth, go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to say I'm on mute because my daughter is
Making noise.
yeah, a little fussy right now, so I'm just gonna stay on mute. But yes, thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate everything today. It's been really, really good. So I'm
Really
still
cool.
here. I'm just muting.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing. Um, Bree, I just feel like you have something quick. Did you want to share or um you
Oh,
good?
um, yeah, it was actually a really good meditation. And I was able to, at first I was like, what, when? And it's like going back. the same frustration or like the tenseness. It's so like you said, Laura, mixed with frustration. And that's why I just wrote down like I need to study frustration because that is definitely exacerbating my impatience or vice versa. They're just like building each other. So, but I was given a little clock and it was like the invitation of like you have time and use your time. Like if someone else, a certain someone in our family wasn't acting how I wanted her to act and like saying it right then, like it was this situation of like say it, defend yourself, say it. But she just stayed quiet. It's like I was so impatient. I was just so then I was given this clock of being like, okay, so how are you going to use your time? Cody's trying to show this.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I think I did pack in like a lot. I was like thinking about it yesterday. I was like, she loves it. My kids like can barely make it to something at 4:30 after school because they have to decompress for so long. And I was like, I was at somewhere by 4 o'clock every day after school, like biking myself to tennis class. Like I was packing like I was using my clock like it was gonna explode. It was like it was like a ticking time bomb or something because I was like, fill up all my time. But it's interesting. I'll have to figure out why.
my friend has a watch that permanently says now.
Now.
It's so good. Like time is relative to a certain extent.
Now. Yeah.
Yeah, what if we're like just in the present moment now? So it's so beautiful. Thank you. And so cool to find like here are the gifts that come to people. This month we're really looking at fear, and I wanted to just go back because several of you were in the class when we went through the Love is Letting Go of Fear workbook. It was like a year ago at least. And I wanted to drop back in because it's so good. And like when we let go of fear, only love remains, right? And love is really all that there is. That is the truth. All the illusion of separation, of God not being with us and part of us, and like all of the illusion of us being separate from other people, that's just an illusion. All when we let go of that fear, then love remains. Love's our natural inheritance. It's the essence of our being. It is what we are, right? And that's fear, on the other hand, is manufactured by the mind. So that's why we focus so much on like using our mind as a tool, right? Love is real while fear is an illusion. So if we can look at our minds and start to deconstruct the illusions, deconstruct the fear, then we can come back into the truth of it all. So in the Course in Miracles, just this morning, I got a text I get the daily text from Helen, actually. She sends out a daily text. It says, it's not necessary to follow fear through all the circuitous routes by which it burrows underground and hides in the darkness to emerge in forms quite different from what it is. So how often have you had a fear? Like I often say like fear is a liar, but it's just that it burrows in and it's manufactured in the mind, and it like it has circuitous routes, right? So it's going through and it's like, oh yeah, you could die. Oh yeah, you'd like never be able to get out of bed. Oh yeah, this would be so terrible. Your kids are going to grow up and never be like functional human beings. Like it goes through these circuitous routes through our heads, kind of like finding all the fears and going through. And so overwhelm, awesome. That's such a good one, Ruth.
Yes.
So it's like, let's just look at what fear really is. And then it goes on and it says, yet it's necessary to examine each one as long as you retain the principle that governs all of them, which is the idea of separation, right? So if you look at each one of the fears, each one of your fears, and you see that it's just an idea of separation, like the impatience is the illusion that we're separated from the desire that we have, right? The illusion is that you're not going to be able to have that thing that has that separation, or that if you don't have it, you are not able to have peace and joy. That's just the illusion. You can have peace and joy right now. Like all you are is love. And whatever's causing the lack of love is just the sign to you that there's some resonance of the aired thought system that's giving you a message that you're anything but love, right? So in Love is Letting Go of Fear, it goes through these 12 principles. And just because it's like I just want to do a review. I know, Ruth, this may be new to you, but I'm going to just go through it, and whatever you get, like even if it's just like one little thing, just see how you can apply it in your life. But the the first one that I want to bring up is forgiveness is the key to happiness. The illusion of separation is that it's wrong and that what someone else did was wrong, or that what we did was wrong. And what if it's just perfect the way it is? So forgiveness is really why we're here. We're just here to like learn forgiveness over and over for ourselves and for others, and come back into love. If you have any comments or questions as we go through this, I'm kind of flying, but I just wanted to make sure that we go through this and you have some like food for thought this week. I'm never upset for the reason I think.
I have a quick
This
question.
is such a powerful, powerful key to living a beautiful life. Like, what if you question your thoughts? What if you look at, oh my gosh, he is such a jerk, and then you do the work on it? Byron Katie, right? So good. I am determined to see things differently.
Ruth had a question.
Determined to see things through love rather than fear. Brooke.
Sorry, I just heard Ruth had a question.
Oh, Ruth.
Oh, great. Thanks, Brooke. That quote or the text that you were sharing with us, I was trying frantically to write it down. It just sounded so cool. Could you share that with us?
Yes, totally. I'm going to put it into the chat right now.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, totally. It's so good. It's so good. I couldn't believe I read it this morning, like in my, like, I'm teaching this. This is so perfect. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. So much of I'm never upset for the reason I think, but like, what would it look like for you to give up attack thoughts? Give up that it's not in perfect timing. Give up that someone's doing it wrong. Giving up that we're doing it wrong. Oh, that would be really nice. I am not the victim of the world I see, right? Choice is the opposite of victimhood. And so what if you choose in that moment, oh, this is what I can do now? And then you're out of victimhood, right? You have choice. Today, I will judge nothing that occurs.
Hi,
You had a
Papa.
whole day of just being out of judgment that people should be going faster, out of judgment that people should be doing things differently, out of judgment of yourself that your face doesn't look right, or your nose isn't right, or your feet are turned in wrong, right? The
It even does this also includes like out of judgment of like they're doing it right and I'm doing it, or I'm doing it right. There's so much of right and wrong, right?
Yeah,
Right?
that's true too, right? Yeah. Yeah. It's so good. So I can escape the world I see by giving up So not a victim.
What is it?
The world I see. Okay. There's this little picture I remember from the last one.
Okay.
This instant is the only time there is.
No, when we get home, maybe.
So this instant is the only time there is. We have so much to learn from just children who are in the moment right now. The past is over. It can touch me not. Again, coming back into the present moment. But what if we stop bringing our past, all of our beliefs about the past, all the things that happened to us to confirm the erred thought system, right? We hold on to it with confirmation, with proof. I'm entitled to these suffering thoughts because this is what happened to me in the past. Well, how is that serving you? I could see peace instead of this, right? There are these funny little cartoons, but it's like we get to choose. And when you ask yourself this, like these are like mantras. I hear myself saying this to myself when I'm like in it. I'm in it. I'm in the spiral. I'm in the making things wrong. I'm in the making myself wrong. And I just go, I could choose peace instead of this. Whew. Freedom. Right? I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. And the final one is I am responsible for what I see. So can you see how we're actually creating the experience that we have? Like I'm not like changing the way that tree is, but I can change the way I perceive that tree and my experience of that tree. And so we have the power by using our minds as a tool to choose love over fear over and over and over again, by forgiving, by stepping out of victimhood, by escaping the attack thoughts. And this is the way we spiral up into a life that we love, right? It's so fun. And so I just love this. Like, when we look at the fear, we realize the fear is actually just an illusion. And what is true is love. And so it's like a crash course in what we did in 12 weeks. I just did in like 20 minutes or 10 minutes, I think. But we'll have to go back to that workbook because it was just so powerful to go through. I'll go through it at some point again. But anyway, I wanted to hear thoughts, and let's just go through each person, share your biggest takeaways and any thoughts that you have about love is letting go of fear. Brooke, you just missed the meditation and Brianna's class, which you'll have to watch the replay because it was so good. It was so good.
Yay,
Any
thank
insights?
you.
You came in just in time to hear like the review of Love is Letting Go of Fear. I believe you were in that class, but what are your thoughts on that?
I have quite a few thoughts on that because since we read the book, like I've practiced thinking that's true, and still I'm like, is that really true? Like our fear is not real, and the only thing that's real is love. Like, but I have played with that back and forth, and it makes me feel sort of like schizophrenic because it's like I can focus on all the good, and I'm so happy, and I can focus on all the love, and I'm so happy, and then I can focus on the fear, and I'm so unhappy. And I've asked you even, Paige, like, is it, oh my gosh, is it really just about our thoughts? You're like, yep. And I'm like, no way. Like, I just can't even believe it because I can flip so quickly between the two. And it makes me feel sort of a little bit crazy, but I also have practiced it enough to know that like it does work, but it's such a discipline.
And
And
I also, the second part of it is just that I want to teach my kids how to do this because it's so important. It's so, so
so I'm going to
important.
correct. It's not all about the thoughts, and that's what's so beautiful about what we've added on is it actually is about emotions and thoughts. And maybe that's the confusion of feeling schizophrenic because you'll still have the fear-based feelings and emotions.
Yeah.
And no matter how much work you do, you will still feel sadness and you will still feel angry and you will still feel like grief, whatever it is,
Yeah.
impatience. What you do with it, right? Whether you translate that feeling into, I did something wrong, someone else did something wrong, God did something wrong. That's when we get into error thought system, right?
Oh, so it's our thoughts about our thought,
Our thoughts about our feeling
our feeling.
or our thought, right? I have a thought come into my head of like, I think if I did this work for 50 more years and I was enlightened and someone murdered my best friend, I would have a thought of, oh my gosh, that's wrong, right?
Yeah.
Until the
Mhm.
moment I took a deep breath, the only moment there is this present moment now. I'm letting go of all the past and I'm choosing love, and all there is love. And I keep coming back to these principles. I'm into love faster and easier. And I'm spending my homeostasis in my home is love.
You're perpetuating more love
Yeah.
there,
So we're
therefore as
not
well.
schizophrenic, but we are human and we're on a very imperfect planet where we are going
Yeah.
to experience suffering no matter how enlightened you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Great distinction. Thanks.
And so your second point was, and let's teach our kids.
Like, yeah. And let's make sure that we it's sort of like going against the natural man, the natural tendency of our brains to give us all these thoughts and go into suffering. And let's teach ourselves and our kids how to do that more powerfully. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. Thank you,
Yeah.
Brooke. Okay, Mom, what are your takeaways and thoughts on this?
I heard a funny thing the other day that optimists live longer than pessimists. However, pessimists are more accurate, but they just don't live as long as optimists. And it was a comment about like, yeah, there's a lot of things to see that can disturb um, our optimism or our feelings of love. Um, and we can by using our minds as a tool, and we must do that. So, but um, it is empowering when you can see yourself be fine, kind of bumping into to fear, and then actually be able to turn away from that and return to optimism or positivity or love.
Love that. Pessimists may be more accurate, but optimists live longer and are happier, probably, right? So, and oftentimes you'll hear someone there, I'm not pessimistic, I'm just realistic, and it's like, okay, but how's that working for you? Like, I'd rather just feel happier than you. I don't know.
You want to be right or happy? It's the
Yeah.
choice.
And that's such a key to relationship, right? It's like, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? So, yeah, thank you. Ruth, we'll go to you next.
What's been resonating with me is the second thing you said, which is I'm never upset for the reasons that I think. And I'm just, I'm sitting with that.
Yeah. You're like, what? Wait a minute.
Never. That's a big statement, right?
Oh yeah.
Never? Really? Yeah.
Yeah, because I I think through a lot of experience, I wait to speak. I've got to kind of figure it out in my head before I let it come out my mouth. And so most of the time, by the time I speak, I'm pretty sure of myself. And so I'm just sitting with that thought of I'm never upset for the reasons I think, which makes me feel, and it just makes me curious. And I'm wondering
Yeah, like
what,
first of all, it doesn't feel good to be invalidated. Like you're not really upset for what you think you're upset for. And it's the idea of what if we question our thoughts? And really, this is the beauty of having a community of wise people. Like when you're like, okay, I'm so validated because I am upset because he did this wrong, this wrong, this wrong, this wrong, right? And or I'm really upset because it should have been this way. And when we really look at it and we pile it with all forgiveness is self-forgiveness, a lot of times it's, oh, I'm upset that I did that. I'm upset that, and but it takes kind of like someone's reflection sometimes, or it takes going back and questioning, is that true? Is it absolutely true? Doing Byron Katie's work of what if I flip that right on its head? Oh yeah, that's actually more true, right? So it's it's not saying like your feelings aren't valid or all of your past is telling you that this is wrong. But what if you could see it from a new perspective? So what I love about this book and about this work is like we would just take one of these sentences, I'm never upset for the reason I think, and we would walk with it each day. You just take steps and you like go for a walk and I'm never upset for the reason I think. I never upset for the reason I think. I remember when I fell on my bike. I remember when I, you know, was mad at my husband. I remember when I was angry at my sister or my mom or my dad, right? Like we can remember these things and we can see them in a new way when we just repeat it. It's like creating a mantra. And now I
Mhm.
walk with these they just pop up in my head. It's like I did it as a mantra for a week and now it's like part of my psyche.
Yeah, yeah. So for me, it's just a curiosity of just like asking myself, there's more to this than I realized. There's always more. So not necessarily that I missed something, but holding the question of what else is there?
So
Just
good.
there's
Yeah.
there's gotta, if I'm really not upset for the reasons I think I am, then there's got to be more.
And then go into curiosity.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
just
I'm so curious to see like what you find in it.
Mhm.
These really beautiful statements that can invite us into inquiry, which is really like the quality of our life is determined by the quality of our questions. What if I question a thought that makes me feel bad, right? Like that you're in arid thought system if you feel bad. Like it's not complicated. You're like, is that an arid thought system? Is that a fear-based thing? Well, do you feel good or do you feel bad? Right? And if you're feeling bad, then question it.
yeah.
So good. Mom, did you have something else? And then we'll go to Bree. Brianna, what's your takeaway, your insights? You able to get on? She may be complete. Well, I'm complete. This was awesome. Thank you so much, Brianna. Brooke, you'll be teaching. We'll have three of you teach, so you'll each get like 5 to 10. If you want 10 minutes, you can have 10, but 5 minutes for your presentation part. Just keep it like compact, like a TED Talk almost. Like, what would you say if it was a TED Talk? So, Laura, anger. Ruth, you're gonna do overwhelm, um, and then Brooke, resentment. And then the next week we'll do Mom and Brianna. So confusion and impatience will be the last two for the week after. So Brooke, Ruth, and Laura will teach next week.
And it doesn't need to include a meditation. You're just saying
No.
it's a TED like presentation.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah. So good. Thank you, everyone. You're amazing.
And
Love
so next week we're gonna start at 10 o'clock Mountain Standard Time.
Correct. I moved it
9
on
o'clock
on the calendar. Hopefully you guys get the calendar link.
Thank you.
But should be moved.
Thank you.
Okay. Love you
I
all.
love
Have
you
a good
all.
week, everybody.
Thank you. Bye, Mama.
Bye-bye now.